Good to be back. All right, let's talk about Trae Young getting these damn foul calls, shall we?
The school of Harden.
Or is it? Or is it? Because I ain't never seen Harden do it like this.
Well, I mean, the game evolves, right? But someone had to set the pace.
Harden is for the you put your hands in the cookie jar. I'm going up as a shot.
Yeah,
that's and James Harden is a multiple-time All-Star with like putting up ridiculous numbers for X amount of time. Trae Young is what, year 3 now? Do you know, year 2, year 3? I don't even know. He should not be getting this much respect from referees to just stop and headbutt someone backwards like that, like just.
I'm gonna put the clip in. All right, we're gonna put the clip in.
There's about 600 guys that you played with. All right, you're right.
Once upon a time, I can't jump off a curve now.
And 3 is one of the most deadliest offenses you can use. Protect the basketball. That's the 2 things. You can't turn the ball over to allow. There's Trae with his.
A non-shooting foul on Trae. Now more contact. Jonas, 1 of 3 on threes tonight. Trae going on 229. And again, looking for a good shot. As they come down. Carter Jr., the Atlanta native, Zach LaVine, and Kobe White. Trae gets the 50. Trae.
In there.
Yeah, so everyone can see. But yeah, as you said, it's known as the run up the back foul, where literally he kind of gets his body in front of you in it, and then
I got an interesting
hunchback time.
I got an interesting stat, by the way, on the mention of the cookie jar in Harden. On January the 8th, guys, James Harden had his first game in a very long time where he didn't shoot a single free throw. Not even one attempted.
Crazy. How many points did he have that game?
I think he had 15. Something's been happening in Houston, by the way, with James Harden scoring. But anyways, aside from the point.
So quick context, obviously, Hawks, I think it was Hawks against Nets, and Steve Nash said, that's not basketball. So my question to you guys...
He violated COVID protocols, so that's not basketball.
So my question to you, my boys, is, what's your take on it? Is it basketball? Is there... Obviously, we already know the NBA is soft, so we don't need to ask that question. But what's your view on it? Like, is he a genius or is he a cheater?
He's playing to the rules of the game. Yeah.
Absolute genius. But I think if I'm guarding someone off a pick and roll and he backs into me like that, I might have to slap his neck. Yeah. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous because you have to look at these things from the perspective of a defender. James Harden's ones is like, bro, if you keep your hands away from him, he's not going to get that foul call. With Trae Young, it's you literally just defending, not even in front of him. Do you know what I mean?
He doesn't with the pick. He comes off the pick and then...
It's the typical like good point guards put you in jail after they set you on the screen. Yeah, and then you I don't want to say pause because Jokic got defined for that, but pause. you ride his back, and man's gonna back up. It's crazy to me. What's crazy to me is just how much he's getting away with it. The consistency of that call.
It's a lot.
Because you saw Dame last year started stretching the 3-point shot call where he's like coming off a screen and he's going up and he's getting foul calls for people bumping him. But that's also Damian Lillard. I think once you start setting precedents for guards who are absolutely offensively skilled, but third year in the league and you're already manipulating a referee like this, what happens when he's in year 15?
He is an all-star. To be fair, he is an all-star.
I don't care if he shouldn't have been an all-star. His team what was his record? What happens when he gets to year 15? If he's already got, it just doesn't make any sense to me.
We could have a con artist in the making of this league.
We have a fraud in the NBA. And he's already patterned it 3 years in. This is a big problem. Yeah. This is my biggest concern with it. When you see Chris Paul do it, it's like, all right, Chris Paul's got like a couple of years under his belt. That's
Chris Paul's one is smooth. Is different.
It's smooth.
It's a chess move. Chris Paul's one is a chess move. I'm about to get you, and I'm about to get you in the air and this thing. Trae Young's is It's like
cheesing in a video game.
Yeah, it's cheese. It's like
cheese. It's absolute cheese. I think what we're going to see happen is the same thing that, because KD used to do the rip through move a lot, where you'd be guarding him, face guarding him, and he'd just rip his hands through yours and you'd get a shooting foul. I think they're going to change it. I think they'll have to change it pretty quickly. Just because of the coaching.
How do they change that?
For me, bro, that's an offensive foul. All right, that guy is headbutting people behind him. The optics of it is one thing. I think just because of how hard it is to defend, because you have to give players a chance to play the game. You know what I mean? If you're an opposition point guard and someone is just backing into you and getting calls, it's not basketball. It's hard to referee. And all respect to Trae Young for figuring that out. I don't even know how you train that during the offseason. I don't know how you practice that.
Yeah.
I don't know how you figure that out. But all respect to him. But man, like, the league really needs to look at how it's officiating certain things and certain calls, because it makes the game less basketball-y, and it's important to keep the game basketball.
Yeah. Can we say?
Oh, bring back hand checking. Bring back hand checking. Flagrant fouls. What is that? I don't want to see any more flagrants. I'm trying to see some hard-nosed basketball, because this is crazy. It's gotten to the point where it needs to be heavily policed. I'm gonna say police, because this is nuts. Yeah. First of all, someone with the ball should not be able to reverse into anyone, and I reckon that's easy for refs to figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
If there's any semblance of I'm going backwards into a man, bro, you got the ball. You're not boxing out. What are you doing?
This is my thing. You can't foul. You can't unless you proper reach in and hack someone from behind them.
Yeah.
Like, for someone to do. I just don't understand how referees justify that. But I guess it's part of the rule. They have to really.
I think they're learning. I think they're literally learning as much as we are. They're like, alright, this is mad, but because if you go by the rule book, it's calm. This is the problem. When you go by the rule book and you be like, listen, according to subsection A, B, C, whatever, this is calm. You can't argue with that. You can never argue with that.
How do you even guard that? This is the current rules. How would you guard that?
That's my thing. Like, how do you guard someone hitting the brakes in front of you?
Yeah.
Are you just supposed to premeditate that this guy is going to stop? Then you're not playing defense. You know what I mean? If you just let him go, you're not playing defense. It's a difficult spot to be in for everyone except Trae Young. In fact, the onus is on Trae Young to stop doing that shit. Stop it. Stop it, right? It's very, very annoying to watch.
There's probably also the narrative of protecting the next generation of up-and-coming NBA players, right? So they need to make this guy... They need to market this guy as, he's a...
Oh, what are you saying? Are you saying it's a conspiracy, cuz?
It's a conspiracy thing, cuz.
Swear down.
Because you could advertise NBA, be like, yo, Hawks got a 30-plus point scoring guard on their team. They might not feel inclined.
When he's getting to the free throw line for nothing, he's dead ass getting to the free throw line.
At the end of the day, it's cheap
6 times a game. It's cheap. It's ridiculous. By the way, did you guys see what Draymond said about people not understanding how to watch basketball and not knowing what's going on? He went on a tirade yesterday.
Did he? What did he say?
Bro, it was littered. In fact, I might have to, on behalf of Banana Bro crew, I might have to retweet that because it was spicy. It was hot. The language was very, very hot. Ooh. Essentially, he was saying that people don't know how to watch basketball and they just see the shot go in and they think that that's the game. And everyone is pretty much a fucking idiot and they need to learn the game. He said that himself, his own words.
Yeah.
In fact,
he's not wrong.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong at all.
He wasn't wrong at all. It was just one of those things that obviously this is just me reiterating the words of Draymond Green. I think everyone knows the game of basketball. I think all you guys are fantastic fans of the game. You get me? Everyone's just got different levels. Draymond was spicy. It was very, very spicy.
I'm going to check that out.
Check that out, man. Check that out. I'll forward it to the group.
All right, say less. Any last thoughts? Oh, what, and Trae Young?
What do you think? What do you think on Trae Young?
Oh, shit. I already said. All right. I think he's... It is genius. It's a loophole, as it is. The game of basketball is developing so quickly and so aggressively. I think we're asleep. And I think maybe every 2 or 3 seasons, we get players that literally change the game. You have Giannis with his friggin' I don't even know. Where do I start, to be honest? You have people like James Harden, who we had that whole argument about his step back and his layups or whatever. Who else do we have? Even we have Steph Curry and these bloody 4-point shots. Like, this has happened in the last...
Steph is the one that set it off.
Yeah, this has been happening in the last how many years? So now you have a superstar like Trae Young, who's literally said, all right, I know how to work these refs. I know how to manipulate these refs. So it's hard to say. But one thing I can say is that it's a cheap foul. That's pretty much all I can say about it. It's a cheap foul. It's not cheating. It's just cheap. And that's why. And if I go off that, I do agree with Steve Nash who say that's not basketball. But it's not. It's an algorithm. You're manipulating the game. It's not basketball. It's not. So
do you think it's a case of we dislike it because none of us are Hawks fans, or we dislike?
Nah,
man. I would generally be like, I would laugh. I'd probably laugh at it more if it was one of my Lakers that were doing it. I would just laugh at it. I'd be like, ha ha ha, shame. But at the back of my mind, yes, I would be thinking that's deep. I'd be like, I'm glad it's not my team. That's not, you know what I'm saying. That's my stance, but it's Trae Young is Atlanta, so I'm going to be very objective because it's not my team.
It's just hard to watch. Sometimes it gets very, very annoying to watch. Like I also felt those sentiments when people were talking about Harden getting to the free throw line so much.
Yeah,
James Harden gets to the free throw line more than other teams during the course of a game. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, you'll see him shoot more free throws than the other team. And you kind of ask yourself, why is the other team not doing the same thing? It's just the optics of seeing someone be rewarded for something that seems so, like, unimportant. It's like, this guy is, like, he's bumping me. When he's tapping his hand. It's so soft. As a basketball purist, quote unquote. Like, if someone did that at the park, if that happened to me on 2K, and I'm, like, running behind someone on a screen with my hands up, and like, I'm throwing my controller, man. So it's a bit mad. We'll see what they do about it.
I want to know how. I don't know, man. I need a big man to come out and speak because I want to know how big men feel. Those men that are banging under the rim every minute, barely getting any foul calls, and then you have somebody like Trae Young, who's literally getting a pick, getting in front, and getting in front of defenders.
How many of those guys are left? Banging bigs. There's like Embiid. There's Embiid. There's I might say
bigs. Did you call them the banging big?
Who?
Embiid is the only one that posts up like more than 5 times a game, bro. Like, no one else is on the block anymore. Really and truly.
I guess
maybe you might see like Sabonis get in there and do a bit of contact, but guys don't like contact anymore, bro. Like, it's just a different game. Guys don't like that.
Yeah.
I feel like you see a lot more. It's when I watch Anthony Davis and I've been saying that guy's a god because he doesn't want none of that back. Like, Anthony Davis catches the ball in the low block and he fades away every single time. Yeah. Obviously, there is value in protecting your body.
Yeah,
but I think that so much of the league has gone away from physicality, maybe because it's just so like tippy tappy now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
maybe that's the correlation. Maybe that's the correlation.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is.
100%.
Maybe it's just not worth it. You know what I mean? What's the point of me banging my body down there if, like, I'm not getting a call, or it's just like I do one bump and it's an offensive foul.
That's true.
It sometimes gets very frustrating seeing like no post game. And I'm someone who likes the open game and I like pace and space, but I also like seeing. I love post game, bro. Like, I love seeing someone do.
I'm not gonna lie. This whole fadeaway mid-range game that LeBron's got going on,
it's amazing. It's amazing because he's doing it back to back. Every play, bro. Like, he's just fading over people.
He's great. It's very Kobe-esque. Very.
That is ridiculous.
Lakers uniform. Doing chefs.
It looks very, very good. Especially when he does that little UT sport.
Oh yeah, that 2-step.
I love that guy, man. Draymond.
Yeah. LeBron.
All right, man.
Fuck you, man.
The consistency has to be there. Boogie wasn't even looking at the ref. He was just, you know what I mean? He was just showing some emotion. And fans love the emotion. I think to penalize someone for being themselves on the court like that is a bit too much. What's the difference between DeMarcus Cousins screaming, whatever he's screaming, and Steph Curry doing a shimmy? It's emotion, you know what I mean?
It's
People
true.
are just a little bit different. You stop finding that guy, man. He sat out for so long.
Leave him alone.
Leave him alone. Leave DeMarcus alone.
Leave DeMarcus alone. Leave him alone.
Please leave DeMarcus alone.
Leave him alone.